Animals can't really survive in space. But what if we tell you that there is an animal that can survive in space? Does that pique your interest? If yes, then watch this video till the end. We're gonna tell you about 10 facts of this fascinating animal. So without further ado, let's get back to the video. Tardigrades may be the toughest animals on Earth. They've evolved to live almost anywhere and survive almost anything. Some tardigrades can shrug off conditions that would obliterate most living beings, including extremes far beyond anything found on Earth. They are also tiny, rotund, and strangely endearing, with nicknames like Water Bear and Moss Piglet. Since we're surrounded by these little juggernauts, and they seem unlikely to go anywhere anytime soon, we might as well get to know them a little better. In hopes of shedding more light on this hidden world all around us, here are a few interesting things you may not know about tardigrades. Here are the top 10 facts about tardigrades. Number 1. They're microscopic, but just barely. Tardigrades are near the edge of visibility for most human eyes. A typical tardigrade is about 0.5 millimeter, 0.02 inch long, and even the largest ones are less than 2 millimeter, 0.07 inch in length. Some larger tardigrades can be visible to the naked eye, but since they're also see-through, we're unlikely to get a good view without at least a low-power microscope. Number 2. They are their own phylum. Tardigrades comprise an entire phylum of life, which is one taxonomic rank below kingdom. Other phyla in the animal kingdom include groupings as broad as the arthropods, which includes all insects, arachnids, and crustaceans, and the vertebrates, all animals with backbones. Tardigrades have been around for at least 500 million years or so, possibly sharing a common ancestor with arthropods. Over 1,000 species are known today, including marine, freshwater, and terrestrial tardigrades. Number 3. Their bodies are like walking heads. At some point early in their lineage, tardigrades lost several genes involved with producing the head-to-tail body form of animals during development. They've lost a large intermediate region of the body axis too, lacking segments that, in insects, corresponding to the entire thorax and abdomen. According to a 2016 study published in Cell Biology, the tardigrade's body now seems to be made mainly from head segments, making its entire body homologous to just the head region of arthropods. Number 4. They can go decades without food or water. Perhaps the most famous thing about tardigrades is their uncanny durability. Tardigrades are not immortal, but they have a powerful adaptation that allows them to survive for decades in extreme conditions, cryptobiosis. To endure environmental stress, tardigrades suspend their metabolism through a process called cryptobiosis. They curl up and enter a death-like state known as the tun. Their metabolism slows to 0.01% of normal, and their water content drops to less than 1%. They survive in this state by replacing the water in their cells with a protective sugar called trehalose, which preserves all the cellular machinery until water is available again. Number 5. They perform well under pressure. Some tardigrades in a ton can handle pressure as high as 600 megapascals. That's nearly 6,000 atmospheres or 6,000 times the pressure of Earth's atmosphere at sea level, and it's about 6 times higher than the pressure found in the planet's deepest ocean trenches. Even half as much pressure, 300 MPa, would kill most metacellular life and bacteria. Number 6. They're the first animal known to survive in outer space. 2 tardigrade species flew into low Earth orbit on the Photon M3 mission in 2007, becoming the first animals known to survive direct exposure to space. The 12-day mission included active and desiccated tardigrades, exposing some of each group to either the vacuum of space, the radiation, or both. Exposure to the vacuum was no problem for either species, and the lack of gravity had little effect either. Some tardigrades even laid eggs during their mission. They weren't impervious though, and the combined effects of the vacuum and UV radiation did take a toll. Number 7. They're resistant to radiation. Research has shown tardigrades can survive roughly 1,000 times more radiation than a human. They often resist the damage of radiation exposure in both active, hydrated, and desiccated states, which researchers have noted is a little surprising, since the indirect effects of ionizing radiation are expected to be much higher in the presence of water. Being in a ton does seem to confer more protection though. Tardigrades have not only survived massive irradiation, they've also gone on to produce healthy offspring following radiation exposure. Researchers believe this is due to tardigrades' abilities to both avoid the accumulation of DNA damage and to efficiently repair the damage that's been done. Still, as some space experiments have shown, even tardigrades have a limit for how much radiation they can take. Number 8. They aren't picky about temperature. Polar tardigrades have survived cooling down to minus 196 degrees Celsius, minus 320 Fahrenheit, and research suggests some might be able to withstand temperatures down to minus 272 degrees Celsius, minus 458 degrees Fahrenheit, or just 1 degree above absolute zero. More heat-tolerant species, on the other hand, can survive temperatures as high as 151 degrees Celsius, 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 9. You can find them yourself. Tardigrades can live in almost any kind of environment on Earth. They've been found in hot springs, on top of Himalayan peaks, under layers of solid ice, in tropical rainforests, in mud volcanoes, and at the bottom of lakes and oceans. They're also abundant in many less exotic places, such as creeks, meadows, moss patches, leaf litter, stone walls, roof tiles, and even parking lots. Number 10. They will probably outlive us. Tardigrades date back at least 500 million years, and they've already survived at least 5 massive extinctions. Combined with what we know about their tolerance to extreme temperatures, pressure, radiation, dehydration, and starvation, they seem better equipped to survive any upcoming global disasters than we are. That's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, kindly like the video and subscribe to our channel.